TBD by the boys. We back. We went on a little hiatus, but we back. And a lot have changed since we've been going. Like, just even in the world. Like, the world has opened back up. Like, people are, it's like you're going places you don't need masks anymore. You know, Benji's not in PA right now, but we all live in PA, and you don't need a mask anymore.
Until Thursday.
Like, okay. So, and you don't need a mask anymore. So we definitely need to take a drink to that. Like, cause I'm over the mask, and then you don't have to work in the mask anymore either. So
listen,
for my office, you do.
Yeah, I still wear
mine. I just started to love the mask. I'm just
started to love it.
Yes, it's come some good things in my life that, you know, now I appreciate the mask.
Can you explain, please?
You know, it sounds like you might have met somebody who likes you with the mask
like
on.
after you eat some butt and you're going home and you got your mask on, you can still resonate in there. No, just me.
Like, what do you mean, Randy?
They are good accessories, if that's what you mean.
Yo, no, like I was like packing to move because I'm moving. And I was like, all the fucking masks that I have accumulated, like to match different outfits and trying to be cute and all the money fucking spent, like, and I'll be wearing the same disposable one.
Right.
Like by the end of it, I was like, man, fuck this shit.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm glad. When I walked to the store today, and I was just like, it's just crazy. Like, the world feel like almost normal again. Like,
listen,
it's weird.
You see a few people with masks on, but like you don't, like, for the majority, you don't see people with masks on. Like,
you don't. Like, I'm in New Orleans, like all down there, nobody has on masks, and I'm like the eyeball walking around with my mask around my face still because you bitches won't get me.
Exactly. Listen, I'm still good on the L. Listen, I'm not ready to smell them people yet.
When I be at work, honestly, it feels a little weird.
Smell through that mask sometimes.
But just imagine if I didn't have it on.
Right, okay. It still feels like it feels weird.
Some of the particles.
Yo,
exactly.
I ain't gonna lie, some people at work, I was not expecting to look the way that they look without their mask.
That's a shame.
It was this one guy, and if he ever watches this, AJ, you my boy. But I did not know.
You ain't get to say his name.
Because it ain't nothing bad. It's just that I did not recognize him without his mask. Like, I was like, who is that white guy? That new white guy. Until he started talking and I heard his voice, his face did not match his voice in like the person that I met.
Like, you don't remember me?
Yeah, right. You gotta go like this. Like,
he was getting Mortal Kombat. And you know who he was.
You got double look. You be like, okay, I think that's the okay. Yeah, it's real weird. It's real weird for me. But other than that, yes. How's the world been treating everybody else like so far with the whole new mandate like been lifted and COVID's becoming less and less, you know, a thing?
I'm still gonna carry my mask around. I still don't trust it completely, especially with some of these little variants. And like right now, like I said, I'm in New Orleans.
Right.
When you in a city that clearly didn't really wear masks to begin with, you don't know what the fuck is going on. I've been in two different states.
Last year, I ain't had no mask.
Exactly. I've been in two different states where as though they just screwed the paint. They just been doing whatever they want to during the pandemic. Louisiana and Atlanta.
Okay.
I think it's just going to be, to me, it's something good. Just like, all right, even if COVID was the end, you still got cold and flus that people can pass each other. So, you know, if you out and about, mask ain't going to really hurt you. I mean.
Oh, but like, that's what happened in China. Like, remember after like SARS, they wear masks everywhere. And we was all looking at them like they was crazy. And they crazy. Even when they came over there, they've been wearing masks since 2016. Like,
right.
Well, Michael Jackson used to wear masks all the time.
Right.
Look at him like he's crazy.
Who?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, that might have been for a whole nother reason.
All in all.
Which I'm not going to say.
Right. Well, yeah, the world. What about you, Darnell?
I mean, nothing's really changed to me. Everybody was still doing what they wanted regardless during the pandemic or not. So ultimately, you know, it's still normal. Nothing's really changed.
All right, so we know all these verses that's going down. Like, you know what I mean? Verses after verses. We just had the Bow Wow Soldier Boy verses. Before that, was even Trina. It looked lit though. I didn't watch it, but I did watch the highlights. I just want to know, like, do anybody know, or do anybody have? Is there a real reason? Is there a real purpose behind the verses, or is like, what is the purpose of a verses?
I think it's just entertainment.
Right,
Just
it's not the
period.
same now because we're soldiers to somebody else and they're.
It was something like, all right, we was stuck
They're
in the
not even
pandemic.
matching the right people with the right people.
Right.
That part too.
Like,
But I mean,
the thing of nostalgia now is like, who cares? Like, honestly,
yeah.
like, don't nobody give a fuck about Shad Moss.
Exactly.
Damn, the government though. You had to put the whole government on there.
And then he was going up against Soldier, but first he was originally supposed to go up against Romeo, but like Romeo don't have enough songs. And then you put him against Soldier Boy, who don't have enough songs. So it's like, what was the point of having Little Bow Wow go up against Earthworm Jim?
Right.
But I think it is.
I didn't watch because of his face.
Who's face?
Soldier Boy. I really can't look at his face. They don't. Soldier Boy got maybe like 2 songs.
I don't even know. Remember?
I don't get
he was the little boy on Jumpin' Jumpin' Replay.
like. So what do like? So there is no winner. There's no winner and there's no loser. It's just a.
See,
like,
to me, that's pointless to me. It should always be a winner.
Yeah.
And a loser. That's just America.
Like, I do hear people say that such and such won and such and such won. So I'm
because
like,
they do scorecards on the song.
so what is a
with rounds.
scorecard?
Is the Mary
You
and
download the scorecard
versus
online, and then you can.
See, but then what do they tally? How do they tally them? Because if you put Eve against Trina, yes, Trina got some club bangers, but commercially, Eve will destroy her completely.
All right,
I 100%
so
agree.
it's like you can go on Complex or you can go on WADDUP.com, and they'll have totally two different scores.
I don't just want to go by the black score.
But as I'm saying, it all depends on you. Like, you be like, okay, I think they have a certain amount of rounds. So they have a certain amount of rounds, and you figure out, like, all right, listen, Trina won to me, or Eve won to me.
Brittany up there, they'll tune in.
Who?
Christina versus Brittany.
Oh, that's Brittany. That's a given.
That's a given.
But
it's 20 rounds.
So
and
they do have a scorecard. There is a way to keep some type of score and determine some type of winner.
Yeah,
it depends on versus, like, is it like commercial, or is it like how long you stayed on the charts with the song, or like what?
It depends. That's why I think everybody kind of like is like, okay, who technically wins? Because a song could be commercial and not be popping like that.
I don't think it's supposed to be something that you really need to think about. It's just people doing song after song. It should be something simple. Like, it shouldn't be that, calculated. Okay, which song was better?
That's all it comes
simple
down
as that. Honestly. If you have to do a scorecard and these people actually have to think about which song is better, then it's stupid as fuck.
Angelo was on there. He was like, I'm not going up against anybody. I'm just having,
that's why, I think that's why another artist said that they didn't want to do it, because they didn't want to go up against somebody just for the sake of it, like a competition.
Like, what's the point? He was like, well, what's the point of doing?
But the thing about it is, a lot of these artists, y'all been competing with each other for years for album sales. So what's the difference?
Exactly.
Right. Maybe that's what it should have just came down to. Like, what hit was the biggest? Like, what hit you got to go up against this hit?
Exactly. So again, I don't see the point of Soulja Boy going up against Bow Wow, because Soulja Boy
Jodeci versus Drew Hill.
Why? Because they came out around the same time?
No, see who's going to do the run first between KC and Cisco.
Just awful.
That KC and Cisco, though.
Like, they put the right people together when they did Brandy and Monica.
Yeah.
They did the right thing with Gladys and Patty.
Yes.
Jill Scott and Erykah Badu.
Jill Scott, Erykah Badu. But this last couple ones, they did the right thing with Keisha Cole and Shanti. Kind of, sorta.
I mean, that was.
Been like
Nah.
a versus J-Lo. Them singing the same song.
Oh
That wasn't a good one. That was
So who would go up against Ashanti?
Ashanti, I could see.
A. Marie.
Hell, you was better.
Not A. Marie. A.
You was
Marie
better
ain't
off
had no
putting,
like big hits.
Oh, we lost her now.
He's still there. I see his face.
That's a chorus girl, right? No.
Somebody
Ashanti
was
versus
calling me.
Carrie Hilson would have been a good one.
Yeah, I could see
There you
Ashanti
go.
versus Carrie Hilson.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good matchup right there.
But she been blackballed.
I'm sitting right
No, who
here.
versus Ashanti versus Carrie?
Yeah. Because for a while they both was chorus girls. They both
I guess.
writers.
I guess. But
think about it, you got to find somebody to go up against Ashanti that has as many hits. Ashanti, with only 3 albums, had a lot of hits
yeah,
within 3 albums.
she did.
So
Got a lot of like she featured on a lot of shit.
she featured on a lot of stuff.
Mm.
So I don't really know who would really go up against her as far as another R&B girl.
Right.
Because Ashanti had more pop-like songs.
I think they did it right. Ashanti and what was her? Who was
And Keisha Cole, because Keisha Cole has some songs that a lot of people know.
She had some hits.
Yeah, so regardless if y'all think she should be at a fish fry, she has some hits.
And so Kobe was telling me that they were saying that Little Kim want to have a versus with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
I think Little Kim is better off having a versus with Missy Elliott.
Who?
Missy.
Little Kim?
Yeah.
No.
With Missy?
Yeah.
The reason I say Nicki Minaj.
There's the only other female rap artist that, you know, from her area that has as many hits as she does. I think Missy might have more.
Yeah, Missy has more, but it's kind of like two different. Like it's like the same with Eve and Trina. It's like they totally two different artists.
They both sing rap. They just one is just more like trap, and the other one is more like I don't know what you would call Eve.
Hood.
Yeah, because
inspiration.
Eve actually has lyrics that you can, you know, relate to, whereas Trina is just about popping her cooch.
Like that era.
Yeah.
Like
she definitely crossed over.
That was on Q102.
Who did? Eve?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, Trina should have went up against Kaya if Kaya had more hits.
Damn, you right. That would have been a good matchup.
That's the type of music that she raps.
Yeah.
Eve going up against maybe a Little Kim or
like
Foxy
Vita.
Brown.
You might as well say like a Vita or somebody, like at least somebody who already has something established.
You cannot say Vita.
Vita have established but one album.
Well, that was more than one song. Kaya had one song.
My cousin was in Belly.
Kaya had one song.
But no, listen.
I remember one song from Vita, and that's the song she was on with Ja Rule.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wasn't even her song.
And if life happens, I'm at the
Shit, I would have said Charlie Baltimore or somebody. Kai versus Charlie Baltimore.
Like Trina, like it's that if you would want, well, it's not even really the same era as far as like rap style and content.
Rap style, yeah.
Like it would be like Lil' Kim,
so
because like Lil' Kim, like she be scared of the dick, and then like Trina, like I spin her.
But listen,
right,
I'm telling you something.
That's why I don't think you can do it based off of off of style. To me, it has to be based off of somebody who has the same status level that you have. It can't be just somebody who's just like, okay, we both rap about sex, so we can go up against each other. No, not if my sales were way up yonder and you had 2 hits. Like, no, that's not a good matchup. Like to me, like I would have thought, who they get in the versus Mary J? Who was it?
Tony.
Like, no.
But I don't know if that's real.
I think, but to me, I think that Mary J and Mariah, like, because I feel like they had the same amount. They both stayed in the game for a long ass time, way past their prime, kept making hits after hits after hits. Like, that's the only people that can go up against each other and keep like, okay, well, I got this hit. Oh, well, I got this hit. Oh, well, I got this hit. It's nobody.
You can do Shantae Moore against Tony Braxton before anything.
No.
Right. Somebody like a Shantae Moore.
Yeah, Shantae Moore she didn't have as many hits as Tony at all, not even
I would
close.
say more so a Faith Evans against a Tony Braxton.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it right there. Faith Evans against Tony.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would do that one.
That's
Boom.
great.
That's
That's a
like
great
Mary. Is
That's
like,
a good
Obviously, Tony would win, but still.
Still.
right. Like
Yeah.
Mary is Mary. Like Mary found her niche. Like
Right.
she was like. Even when she was younger, she hates being called auntie. But even when she was younger, it was those auntie vibes. It was like,
But
you're sing, rapping, like
Right,
whatever
yes.
you're doing.
Her
and your
documentary
skin-
was amazing.
I was about to watch that
Somebody
today.
just told me it was a waste of an hour.
It was. it really made you understand because I grew up like I grew up as a fan of Mary as far as like people
My
like a
next door
fan.
neighbor, their
like-
whole entire family is like obsessed with Mary.
Like,
the whole
I grew up with it as
Did-
like, following
he
the
from the
fan. Like in the
projects with
90s,
us?
in the
Yeah.
90s, Mary was played on the radio, so you just knew her.
Okay.
So you just knew her. I grew up. Ain't nothing wrong with the projects.
Ain't nothing wrong with the project.
There is not.
So listen. So listen.
Middle class black family.
Projects is the projects.
Okay. So listen. So I didn't grow up knowing a lot about Mary J. Blige. I guess being young or whatever, and just but I knew about her music. You knew about her music, but I didn't know about her.
Right.
And when I watched the documentary, she really explained like what that album that we all grew up listening to and
we
hearing.
we didn't have like social media or TMZ back then, so we didn't.
First of all, I was young, so I didn't know
like,
nothing about.
You don't remember her dating Kate?
Right, I was like, it wasn't
like,
until I was older that I knew.
You don't remember her
Right.
drug addiction with Casey?
Yeah.
You don't remember none of that?
I remember her the story of her being abused, but I didn't know behind the music, the stories behind the song.
You know what used to be good? VH1 Behind the Music, and that's
Yeah.
why I
That used to be my show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
always
true
do that.
Hollywood story.
Mhm.
So I used to watch that, so I kind of like knew the story a little bit.
Right. So you probably watched
Yeah.
that. I didn't see that. So this definitely let me know about like the people who are her fans, and it just made me understand her more. I'm like, damn, okay, Mary, all right. Yes, even though I always was a fan, but I was always a fan because you could just see, you know what I mean? Not because I knew her story, not because I like bought her posters, and not because I.
Because if somebody screwed you over, you just go listen to a Mary song and you
Like,
Exactly.
Mary was always a vibe. Like it was never
Yeah.
like,
Always.
I got some extreme vocals
Yes,
or anything. It
right.
was just like
No.
a vibe. Like
It was.
that was like if you want to wrap up if you had to pick one artist to wrap up like the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be Mary. Yeah.